I'm hoping. Hopefully, you guys can see this. If you could say something in chat, that'd be great. I just saw that Vlad Tinev from Robinhood was getting ready to speak, and I thought it might be good just to have an open live share to where you guys can see what he's going to be talking about. So let me go ahead without further ado here. I'm going to go ahead and start playing, and hopefully all this is working.
We've got Vlad Tinev here, the CEO of Robinhood. Good to see you, Vlad. Thanks for sitting down with us.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate the time. I want to talk about the roller coaster that markets have been on lately. How are your clients reacting to all this volatility we've seen in the past month or so?
Well, we have lots of different types of clients. I think one thing people don't realize yet about Robinhood is it's a diversified business. You know, we now have 8 business lines that are 100 million a year or more in revenue. So we have active traders that are more sophisticated. They're using options and taking advantage of our user experience and great pricing on options, and they tend to be active regardless of what's going on in the market. If it's moving up, if it's moving down, if it's moving sideways, they're kind of engaging. We have the retail investor index that maybe you're aware of that shows kind of the most commonly traded and held stocks in the Robinhood community.
Turn up the volume.
Robinhood customers tend to be long innovation. So they're investing in AI companies, electric vehicles, a lot of growth stocks. But we also have customers that are taking advantage of Robinhood Gold with the high yield and stashing money away while not investing to earn an industry-leading yield.
You mentioned innovation stocks. I wonder how important NVIDIA is to the average retail portfolio at this point. Is it 60-40 anymore? Are people even looking to allocate to fixed income, or is it something like 60% NVIDIA at this point?
Yeah, I think if you look at the Robinhood Investor Index, NVIDIA has really kind of like surged to the top of the list. You know, it's been one of the
I'm very interested if he says anything about crypto too, and just crypto doing well and potentially helping the business line. And then they've got that news event coming out like in October, I believe on the 10th. Just a lot of good stuff coming, I think. We're going to see a lot more of Vlad, I think, over the next year.
The most popular stocks among the community, just because I think our customers do research. They understand how important it is to the whole AI ecosystem. Every AI company at the end of the day ends up indirectly or directly kind of like using the chips, and NVIDIA has been a market leader on that. But and certainly there have been big headwinds and tailwinds, geopolitical, interest rates, inflation, but AI has been it's been a great story of America again being at the forefront of innovation, and I think our customers are resonating with that.
Yeah, NVIDIA's gotten hit lately, so I'm sure there's a little bit of pain in the past month or so in terms of NVIDIA's downfall. I do want to ask though about the interest rate environment. Robinhood has become much more indexed to the rate environment. You guys get net interest income. You're looking a little bit more like a bank these days. How would lower rates impact your financials going forward?
Yeah, it's funny. A couple of years ago,
my guess is he'll say something about trading increasing and that lowering of rates won't really make much of a change. But we'll see.
Right after Robinhood went public, we were in a zero interest rate environment. And obviously in that environment, we had done quite well. So the question was, how would you guys do in an environment where rates normalize, where there's less interest in trading? And we had to put in a lot of work. We put in work to diversify the business, to launch our gold offering, to give customers high yield and retirement and access to things that actually they're more interested in a high rate environment. And we diversified the business. You know, as I mentioned, 8 business lines now with 100 million a year in revenue or more. And so we feel pretty good. We think that our business perhaps is even stronger in a low rate environment. Transaction volume, which has been doing well.
Ha! I told you.
Tends to increase with low rates. Trading activity increases. Margin, which we've made significant improvements in the product over the past few months, becomes more attractive with low rates. And our credit card, which is rolling out, I think benefits from a lower rate environment as well. So I think that there's puts and takes. Certain business lines will be affected differently than others. But I think by and large, we should continue to do well, and we'll continue to diversify the business as well.
And Vlad, Sarah's got a question for you.
Hey, Vlad. It's Sarah. I'm here at the Barclays Financial Conference with the less sexy
Hey, Sarah.
global banking giants.
Real quick, I do agree with Vlad. I mean, they're going to do a lot better, especially as the global liquidity expands and as rates come down and as people start, some of the old fogies start to lock themselves into bonds because that's all they've ever known. I will say that others, I believe, will throw money into stocks and definitely things like Bitcoin, and that will all help Robinhood.
Hey, and one thing that's not getting a lot of airtime here is crypto. And I know it's been big for you in the last quarter. Volumes shot up. You're taking market share. You just bought Bitstamp. I'm curious, I know you're also taking on some of the regulators here and enforcement actions, just what the strategy is for you for crypto, how big of a business it can get to be and how much of a priority for you.
Yeah, I think there's two ways of viewing crypto. One is as an asset class for active traders. And of course, we've been a leader there, giving our customers the access to crypto assets, both in the US and in Europe. But I think there's a more interesting view of crypto, which is that it's an infrastructure upgrade and a shift in how financial services are offered and delivered. And if you look at blockchains and the efficiency with which you can offer collateralized lending.
I love that he's referencing blockchain and crypto and Bitcoin. This is good stuff.
Trading, market making, clearing and settlement. It really has the potential to solve a lot of the legacy issues with the financial infrastructure that we have in this country. And I think over time that will become more clear as you're seeing growth in products globally. And I do think the US will continue to embrace the technology. Of course, the regulatory environment will fluctuate, but over time, I think it's clear that this is going to be a big boon to innovation in financial services, and the US will get there in terms of acceptance.
And Vlad, I want to ask you about the wealth transfer. We'll have to wrap it up in a second here, but your average client, about 34, there is set to be this massive transfer of wealth in the next few decades.
It's going to help Robinhood.
I wonder how you're positioned for that, what it would mean to your business, as this generation inherits what's...
I'll answer for him. Robinhood has a very young demographic. They're going to inherit tons of fucking money in the future, and they'll only get richer, and it's smart that they're getting everybody to put their IRAs in there already.
Supposed to be trillions of dollars, and how you're making sure that they don't go to Schwab at this point. They don't sort of graduate from Robinhood.
Yeah, we've been
graduate from Robinhood. What a stupid fucking comment.
thinking a lot about this. And of course, there's more than 70 trillion that is going to be changing hands over the next few decades. A large portion of that to millennials and Gen Z. And if you look at Robinhood's business, one thing that I think has surprised people is people are moving assets to Robinhood in a big way. We've been winning in net transfers from incumbent brokerages, so people are moving their assets to Robinhood from other brokers. Net deposits year to date, 32 billion with 4 months left in the year, which is our highest ever, beating 2020 COVID.
Amit's probably salivating right now with this interview. He loves this man.
Where we did, I think, 31 billion in the whole calendar year, amid quite extreme circumstances of stimulus and lots of people being interested in investing. So I think we're starting to see that our customers no longer just view Robinhood as a place to do their trading, but also as a place where they can put all of their assets. And I think that's gonna be big, particularly.
I 100% agree. They're doing the all-in-one platform. A lot of companies are trying to do that right now. I think they're going to be one of the most successful. You got SoFi trying to do this. You got PayPal trying to do this in different ways. Like again, they're all trying to pull in as many services as they can and expand their business model and increase their margins and revenue. And I think Robinhood's going to be one of the most successful for this. And yeah, 47, right? Not bad for 47. I don't think. All right.
Because we have such high market share among millennials and Gen Z. As they get older, as they continue to inherit this wealth, as they earn more income, I think Robinhood has a chance to be their primary institution of choice for their financial needs.
Quick last question. We're here at the Goldman Conference. You're looking a lot more like a bank. Are you going to get a bank charter?
We've got no plans to get a bank charter.
Fair enough.
I don't think they ever need to. They'll just embrace crypto more, especially as regulation becomes more friendly towards it. They don't. The banks are going to die. Nobody needs a bank charter. Nobody needs a bank charter.
The robust partnership ecosystem. We partner with a lot of banks. Of course, we've gone down the road before.
Yep.
We've considered it. Things might change as the business continues to diversify, but
I like his idea of not doing it.
we're pretty happy with the current structure right now.
Fair enough. Vlad, thank you for sitting down with us. Appreciate your time today. And guys, we'll send it back over to you.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
conversation. Kate, thank you. Kate Rooney, Vlad Tenev, CEO of
All right, I think that was it. So again, I'm very excited. Great conversation. I don't know that we learned anything new. I do believe that Robinhood is going to be one of the best asymmetric bets that you can have right now. And I think I have a decent chunk inside of them. I'll check comments here in a second. I have about, I think, $80,000 to $100,000 in Robinhood calls right now. I have 370 January 2026 contracts at 35. So I believe that too, right? And I'm sorry, it's 10/16. That's when we're going to have the Robinhood news. And I love that Vlad literally said on this post, legendary. That's about as good as it gets, in my opinion, man. I think with Robinhood, we have an easy 50% upside in the next couple of months, maybe less. I'm very optimistic. That does depend, again, upon who's the president is. I think that path is going to very much decide where markets go over the short term. We get Kamala Harris, we're pretty fucked over the short term. We get Trump, we're going to be a lot better over the short term. In the end, though, I do think that both end up having to melt up because neither campaign is talking about spending a lot less money right out of the gate. Now, Trump is talking about trying to reduce the budget and using Elon Musk and Vivek and Robert F. Kennedy and all these others to make that happen over the long term. But that won't be a year one objective. They'll work on deregulation and cleanup, but they won't be trying to lower the budget. So the markets will go up no matter what. That's my take. All right, outside of talking about how much we love a mitt, let me see what else we got here. Mark LeBlanc, SoFi Hood, TMDX, Bitfarms, too many good deals today. Yeah, I might have to. Hood's down 2%. I don't want to sell my Tesla yet, but I'm up. Well, maybe I'll just show this to you guys. Or you know what? I'll save it for the market recap. But I'm up about, $80,000 across both my accounts for Tesla today. And this other stuff is on sale. It's like I want to pick up some PayPal contracts for 2026. I like the Clean Spark. I like the Hood. There's so many things that are enticing me right now. Maybe I'll move like a small amount, like 10 or 20 grand out of Tesla. I just don't want to nibble too much too early. I'm trying to keep it in like 1-2%, maybe 3% in the next couple of weeks if we get good upside. Try not to spend too much. But yeah, so I think from what we heard from Vlad, we just got more good things coming for this company, and I'm very excited about it. What else do you guys want to talk about here? Anything? Hey again, Jesse. What's up, dude? What's up, Alex? Dougie Dallas. If they want, I just moved the comment. If they want that inherited money, they need to support inherited IRAs. Yeah, inherited IRAs and Donald Trump. Unless you want to get the money from your inherited account, getting unrealized gains, and all of a sudden having to take out loans in order to be able to pay your tax obligations because that crazy bitch Kamala Harris. I would say make sure you vote for the right person. Alex Garcia, I picked up some PayPal 2020 calls. Cool. That's not a bad. What are those down today? Let me see. The ones I'm looking at, and I got a lot of. I got 550 contracts. January 16th, 2026, 95. Down 10.5% on the day. That's a decent chunk. That's a 4x multiplier to the downside. Oh, it makes me want to buy it. CleanSpark calls aren't that great. They're only down 2.27. That's not really much of anything, but a little bit of PayPal, a little bit of Hood. I've already got over 300,000 in PayPal. So I don't feel like I could buy more PayPal. Maybe more Hood. I might do that. You might have talked me into it. Dan24 up. Take a look at ELTP, recently a turnaround. ELTP, can you tell me anything about it, man? And I will. You talked me into it. I wanted to look at some stuff. You guys gave me some stuff. So let's take a look here. ELTP, I don't know if I have that one, though. So we're going to look, this part, usually, guys, and whenever I do a live stream, I give people the ability to throw out a stock that they might want me to look up, both from a financial standpoint and a technical standpoint, and potentially fundamental, but fundamental is more news related. I don't do that all the time, but we can. Anyway, just looking here, you can see we got a nice. Oh wait, that's Cypher. Don't want to talk about Cypher. Elite Pharmaceutical. Whoa, Jesus Christ. So this is a better one where if you would tell me about these in the future, Dan, like right about here, right about 4 cents. If you tell me at 4 cents that we're going to be going to 34 cents in a very short period of time, I would love to hear that. Wow, this company, there's a lot here. There's a lot to unpack into this one, I think. So here's the thing. So this is already a very strong measured move to the upside. Can it go higher? Yes, it can. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Is this like a penny stock? What the fuck? So here's the deal. This thing's going up a lot right now, but it's also hitting a key resistance zone on volume. I would actually be very cautious at this. I would not jump into this. Just look at this fucking insanity that this stock is. And here's what I want to point out. This is a very good thing for you guys to understand. Any of you guys who are interested about technical charting, here's what's scary about this. Each base, right? Let me see. I think I have a box in here somewhere. Where's my box? I haven't done this. All right, rectangle. So base, right? Base. Everybody sees that? All right, base. Everybody sees that? See how that works? Base. And then now we're technically, I think, potentially making an even lower base, and I think this is probably even going to be the point it rejects. It's just a very depressing look into this. And I mean, my God, this stock was $24. You want to hear about a value trap, guys? Buy something that's $24 in the .com bubble and then have it turn into something that's worth 34 cents. So are there fundamentals on this company that look good? Is there any reason I should like this? I guess we could just take a look. Let's use visual stocks with my man Alejandro. I might even be meeting with him today. I've never talked to him in person, so that'll be fun. That way we can talk about some edits to make with Bitcoin miners before the upcoming weekend special, where we compare all Bitcoin miners and have a nice, honest dialogue. And sometimes you guys even convince me on the path ahead. Anyway, what was I pulling up? No, not this. ELTP. That's what you wanted. I somehow defaulted to the thing I was thinking about. That happens. Elite Pharmaceuticals. Let's go back over here. Elite Pharma. Ooh, I might not have this one because it's just such a low cap. So whatever. We can look over here. We'll just go this way. See what quarterly their revenues are increasing. It does look like this company is trying to make a comeback. I'm not gonna lie, they've got revenues going up, and their net income isn't horrible. What is their market cap? 373 million. I don't know, there might be a comeback story here, maybe. It's just such a, like, I guess if it doesn't fail, it might turn into a real company again. It's just, here's what I worry about. I worry about that entire history of this company just failing miserably. I can't even imagine what their market cap was over here. I'll see if Alejandro can get this one added onto his visual stocks, because I'd like to be able to look at it in there too without digging through a bunch of shit. But it looks like the company's trying to make money. They've got revenue growth again. They have really weird net income, but that could be any number of things. But it's good that they're actually growing. I don't hate that. And I like the fact that at least since 2019, I can't go too far back in TradingView, it's continuing to see revenue growth. It seems like they're trying to expand and they're willing to lose a little bit of net income for revenue growth. I don't hate that idea. Maybe this company's making a comeback. It's possible. I'll see. Like I said, I'll see if he can add the ticker, and then we'll go from there. And feel free to bring it up again, and then maybe we can look at it in visual stocks, and I can give you a better idea. Or if you have fundamentals about the company that you want to add, that is cool too. Pharma stock, but might be a stock, but totally beat up. 24, take a look at revenue and profit. Yeah, it looks like they're making the right moves, dude. It does look like it. I just don't know. If you have any fundamentals about this company too that let us know that they're really doing the right thing, then I get more and more interested about it. But I'll get it added on visual stocks if Alejandro is nice enough, which he usually is. He's done like everything I've ever asked of him. Crossroads. Hey, what up, dude? How you doing? How you doing, brother? It's my brother, my redheaded brother from another mother. We like to call him Alex Chris 2.0. Alex doesn't know it yet. All right, Pursuit of Code. Wait, let me see. Alex Garcia, Jesse, thoughts on converting my Google position to Hood? Do it, no brainer. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a high school dropout. There's a thing down here. But if you were me and you did your research, I would get the fuck out of Google right away, dude. I just don't see Google. Crossroads, do you see Google as a good opportunity in the future? Do you think that's going to give the same asymmetric bets that we're going to see with Hood? One sec, I'm running over my headset. Okay, I fixed it. Got like this $1,300 headset thing, and I just fucking tear it to shit. It's ridiculous, but yeah. So I just don't think I would move Google for sure. I would move to Hood, and you could diversify into other things too. But get at Hood, Tesla if you don't have it, Bitcoin investments. That's my take for a non-financial advisor that dropped out of high school and became a self-made multimillionaire, which I think is pretty special. Anyway, pursued a code, bought premium X on my Wealthy Beaver account. Oh, if you're named Wealthy Beaver, you have to have X premium. And got suspended. What? What happened? What? How did you get suspended? What the fuck, bro? What happened? Have you gotten any communication? Dan24 Up, they create a deterrent for opioid drugs, that patent. Oh, a deterrent for opioid. Well, they're going to be in demand, especially if Kamala becomes president. That's probably a great hedge for if Kamala becomes president. Invest in that company. They're going to have so much work. We'll have crackheads everywhere. The world will be falling apart, but maybe we can get this bitch back up to $10. I'm not even kidding. That actually is interesting. God, you guys are amazing. That's actually interesting. I'm going to add that to my notes real quick. Now I really need to get him to add that. Let me just pull up my notepad. 1 second here. Yeah, because I mean, crackhead Kamala, she loves not prosecuting criminals and instead putting people away for smoking weed. So this is great. This is great. She's going to make us so much money. So now we got a reason for Kamala to be elected. I'm kidding. We don't. She's still fucking horrible. So fuck her. All right, ELTP. All right, I got that on my list. Great hedge if Kamala is destroying our country. Okay, cool. Let me see here. They make generic drugs. Then Nick said, can you check CVS? Yeah, dude, we can do that. We can do that, bro. CVS. Okay, here we go. Going in. Yeah, guys, if you want to listen to the debate and my unfiltered thoughts on it, I'm not going to try and monetize it because I think it's just going to be horrific. I'll get demonetized for sure because you know how my mouth is. So there's no point in even trying to monetize it. But I'm going to be publishing that tonight. So if you want to see some crazy shit, let's do it. All right. Let me see. Crossroads said it's not a great opportunity. No, they'll be okay, but it's not an exciting growth. I don't think so. I think it's just slightly dying with really wicked like cash balance that can make money off of rates as long as they stay high. I'm just not a big. Again, they've got the government going after them. I think they have the government going after them no matter what, right? Right, Crossroads? I mean, they're going to go after them no matter what. Because if Trump gets in office, you think he's going to be nice to Google? Fuck no. And then at the same time, they're not the kings of search anymore because I don't even use fucking search at all anymore. I literally ask Grok for shit. Like 90% of the time. If you want to know anything, if you want just a link somewhere, then maybe you go to Google still or use DuckDuckGo or some shit. And then again, even YouTube. This is the only thing that matters right now to me for Google is YouTube. And these guys are being asshats and censoring my fucking speech and doing all kinds of stupid shit. Sorry, Google, if you heard that, but you're being fucking assholes. And so now I'm going to have to start multi-streaming to X and Rumble. And just in case I get censored by these motherfuckers in the future. So I love the paycheck you're sending me. I'll take $5,000 a month or more, but still, it's bullshit. If you want to keep customers, you better really start treating us better and stop censoring our stuff, or you're going to be fucked because Elon Musk will destroy you. So that's my thoughts at Google. Didn't even look at the stock. All right, pursuit of code. It says I was evading suspension, and the thing is, you can't contact premium if you're suspended. Oh shit! Previous account was mistaken as a bot or something. Oh, that sucks, dude. How much? How large was your Beaver account? Sorry, should have worded that better. I feel like my subconscious came out with that one. But yeah, how large was your account? Maybe we can at least, if you start a new one, throw it in chat or something, and I can at least throw that shit out there and get you some follows again. We're a community. We take care of each other. Maybe on AI. Yeah, maybe next year Google is better, right? I could see that. Pursuit of code. It was. It says oh no, that was you. Alex Garcia. Thanks guys. That was a thought. Just needed confirmation from my bros. Cool. Pursuit of code. Because X support is non-existent. That really does suck, dude. If you need me to throw out something and send a direct message to X support on behalf of you, I would be happy to do that too. So just if you create another account, dude, you just got to let me know what it is, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. Andres, what time is the debate? It's at 8 o'clock Central Time tonight, or 9 o'clock Eastern, but I'm going to fire up the stream probably at 7:30 so we can just look at some stuff and chat. I might even do it a little bit earlier at 7. We'll see. But and then we'll jump into the debate and listen to it, and then I'll give my thoughts afterwards. None ya biz. That's the way to say it. Possible competing company would be ENSC. Okay, all right, cool. With that other play. Let me just do this. I can hear my laundry beeping. Got to see if the wife is going to take care of that. My life is pretty blessed. If you guys don't know this, I was able to retire myself 4.5 years ago. About 2.5 years ago, I was able to retire my wife, my parents, and my in-laws. So life has been pretty good, and I feel blessed most of the time. I mean, I still have down days like anything, and you realize after a while, just having a bunch of money and time doesn't necessarily make your heart feel any better. You have to figure out life after that. It's there's something about who we are that's tied. Holy shit, Jesus Christ! Sorry, normally don't say that. What was this thing? It was $5,700 in 2021, and now it is 34 cents, bro. I'll look at this one a little bit later. That's insane. Okay, let me see. Crossroads. Biggest issue is it'll take a while for AI CapEx spend to bear fruit. I think it will for a lot of companies. I don't think it will for a company like Tesla. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Hardware 4 with my Cybertruck. And how well that does. I've just got 12.3.6 or whatever it is, but I've seen 12.5.2, I think it is, and I can't remember which one on version Hardware 3, but the car is getting so smart. I don't think people realize how close we are to full autonomy, and who benefits from all of that. It's going to be Tesla, right? It's not going to be other companies. The people will bet on other companies once they've made a bunch of money off of Tesla, like this, right? So people will bet on the other shit, but they don't do it right away. When do they do it? I'll show you. Thank you for asking. It's weird how I can just talk to myself. But if you look here and we just take out all the garbage, again, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right, of consolidation. But what happens is Tesla does really, really good, and it's getting ready to confirm breakouts here. I mean, it's fucking beautiful right now. But it does really, really good. Then we trend sideways for years, sometimes 3-ish, 2.5, 3 years. And then we have another breakout. And what will happen is Tesla will break out. It will do some kind of measured move. It could be crazy. People think I'm nuts for saying $900 on the high, but I don't need that. If it gets to that, I think I make $14 million or more right now. But if it doesn't do that, then I mean, again, my plan isn't to capture the full amount. I never will. So I'll be happy with 5 or 6 million in Tesla, or 4 million even, and then I'll just convert it to stock. And then I'll have gained my multiplier to the upside. I'll have deleveraged myself from that. I'll be sitting in a lot of stock. And I've got almost 2 years for this to play out. I'm feeling very good about Tesla. I'm very, very excited about it. And I think that if anybody's going to benefit, it's going to be these guys. Or Palantir, of course. I really like Palantir. Even though I've expected it to drop, and it's doubled in that time since I sold and made my $600,000 in gains. It's still going up, and I'm happy for those people that are invested. They dealt with several years of a lot of pain and suffering, and anybody who goes through that and knows they're invested in a great company should benefit. And they are. Let me see here. Oh, and I didn't finish the rest of your. Sorry, I do that sometimes. Gemini is getting a little better, but it's still not that useful or differentiated from other. I think LLMs are going to be a race to the bottom. I think that it's a great feature tool added to X because you're already in there talking to people. They've got a data repository that's the best in the world for real-time updated information because all the news events happens on it. So I think that it's a commodity. It's like I don't know. It's like nobody's charged. It's like you just have this, right? Like everybody just assumes that you're going to have an LLM, and people. I saw ChatGPT statistics showing that it just usage had fallen off a cliff for memberships, and I would say a lot of that is just because if you can get X and pay a premium, and then get AI that's just as good and that can create thumbnails and do everything as ChatGPT, and then with Grok 3, as Elon said, it's going to be the best in the world. It's going to be the best chat bot in the world with Grok 3, and as quickly as they came to Grok 2, I just think it's insane not to believe that or to be in anything else, and it's insane to think that other competitors are going to be able to charge $20 when there's a lot of people in a growing amount every month that are going to be putting their time on X, and especially when payments kick off on X. X is going to be the everything app. Elon wants it to be. How many things has Elon done outside of that snake thing that might plug into your butt? That didn't happen. And then they had the idea of doing the swappable batteries, but realized it was fucking stupid. Look at Neo. They haven't figured that out yet. But outside of a couple of things, can you guys think of other things that he hasn't done perfectly and even better than expected? Maybe just a year or two later than people would have anticipated, or I should say, than 2 weeks that Elon would anticipate. I don't know. I think Elon's brilliant, and he's going to win. He's going to. It's like the easiest fucking bet you can make outside of Bitcoin. It's fucking stupid easy. You have to be retarded to fuck this one up. But some of you will. Maybe not in this group, but in the investment world, man, lots of retarded people. Lots of retarded people that operate more on emotion. Somebody wanted to look, is that Mullen's chart? Are you actually asking me to look one up? That was the ENSC one. And let's look. Let's see what they probably don't have. No, they're a $3.88 million company. So this one's significantly smaller than the other one. It's like super fucking small. So I don't even think I'd look too closely at ENSC unless I have a good reason to. Pursuit of code. If Tesla goes to $800, I make 700,000 USD. And if BTC goes to 150, I'll probably make around 300,000. Dude, for 25, you're a badass. If you do that at 25, you're going to be way ahead of me. And if you end up being able to invest the way I can invest now, like anywhere close to it, you're going to be a very rich person. So that would be cool. I think, honestly, are yours time-based pursuit of code? Do you have a lot of calls too? Are you doing the Tesla call shit that I'm doing? And when you say BTC, like what are you invested in? Just curious. All right, and then after we finish up here, I think I'm going to be done. We'll stop here in a second, guys. Thank you to the 84 plus people, 90 people that are here. Looks like I got to update that. I almost got to 100. If you guys could hit the like, it is hugely beneficial towards my channel, and you do me a huge favor, even if you don't subscribe at all. It's pretty awesome to do it. All right, and let's see. Same calls as you. Cool. JDuff says, what's your sell target for Tesla on the stock price? I will be selling, but here's the thing. I'm going to be going into it too, right? Like I'll literally just be buying Tesla stock for the most part. So I will be selling on the way up. And let me just show you here some of my targets. I might be, and this is subject to change. I change my mind all the time on shit. But when we get back up here to like 236, I might be another 1 to 2% out, maybe 1%. Just not so much about Tesla performance, but just there's some other things like Hood that we were just talking about where they're down, and I can get the calls 10% cheaper today, and I think they're getting ready to rebound really quick. I want to diversify a little bit away from my Tesla position because it's by far my largest position. Unless you just lump up every Bitcoin and crypto thing into one category, then that's winning. But I've dialed into that more as the markets went down. So again, I've wanted that to get bigger. But again, I don't know. But my targets, so again, maybe a couple percent at 235-ish. Then maybe up to 5% sale at 270. Probably be at least 10 to 20% out by 288. 10 to 20 sounds about right. And then the next level, I'm not touching it until about 3890. So, and then by that level, I don't know, probably 40% out at least. That's a 66% upside. And then maybe 60 to 70% out, maybe 80% out around 589. And then if we get up to the 900s, I'm just fucking gone. I'm out. But that's kind of how I dial out, because then no matter what, I've already made all my money back on my fucking calls, or at least for my initial entry price. I already sold out of a huge chunk, and then when you do all the math, like I'm pretty good. I'm pretty cashed out, but I have like almost $1 million worth of calls. So I'll be selling out, and then again I'll be buying stock on this, and then my other favorite investments. But probably no more options by that time, because I'll be dialing out of this exposure as we do well in the months and quarters ahead, especially heading into the latter parts of 2025. That's the game plan. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Pursuit of Code said, I recently started positions in CLSK and Mara. Okay. Yeah, I definitely like the CLSK leaves. I didn't like Mara as much, but maybe they get better. Pursuit of Code, but heavy in MSTR. I think that's a great idea. That's a great play. Pursuit of Code got burned on my SoFi and PayPal leaps. Oh, if they were 2025, I'm with you. My pain train is deep on those. But it doesn't matter, because again, I've made so much free money that I can be wrong on a few plays. That's literally a part of the when I have all these asymmetric bets pointed in different directions, it is completely normal for several of them to not work. That's perfectly okay, especially and I don't care when it's 15% of my portfolio or 10% at the time, because I got up to 3.6 million. I'm beneath that now. I'm closer to 2.5 or 2.6, but I got up to 3.6 million. And so it's like, to lose a couple of bets for that and make 600% in 2023, I don't give a fuck. That's like, for most people, that's decades worth of growth. For me, it's nothing. For me, it's just another Friday. Or I guess, what is today? Is today Tuesday? Does anybody know? I don't know. I really don't. My schedule barely exists anymore. I think it is Tuesday. I want to say it's Tuesday. I want to say yesterday was Monday. I just had it off, so I'm all confused. Anyway, Dr. Gonzo, yeah, same code, bunch of MicroStrategy, and a little FBTC is my tax sheltered account. Cool, man. Let's go. Anyway, Tesla's only up 1.9%. I'm willing to bet the rest of the market is maybe taking a little bit of hit. I'll probably bail here in a little bit. But, yeah, so look, JP Morgan, what is the news there, guys? They're down 7% today. What the actual fuck happened to JP Morgan? Does anybody know? That's insane. All right, let's check real quick. What the fuck? Yellen, I see no red flags flashing. Meanwhile, JP Morgan down 7.2%. What the fuck? Oh, is this the line? Comments from conference call. Credit card revolving balances are roughly 25% above where they were pre-pandemic. Market expectations for 2025 net interest income and expenses are too optimistic. Heading towards 10% global market share and payments. Q3 market revenue is expected to be 0 to 2%. Well, that doesn't seem horrible. Does that seem horrible? I don't feel like that's horrible. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe Diamond sold his share. Can you guys, if you guys find anything real quick, I'm going to look too. But if you guys find anything on this, can you throw it out there if you find something? Woo, I didn't realize FinTech was getting slaughtered. What's happening with SoFi? %. So these Jamie Dimon comments seem to be very big on the market movement right now. So let me go back over. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny is when JPM's down 7.2 and SoFi is down 4%. Doesn't that say a lot about where we are right now in markets? JPM warned much lower rates will hurt net interest income. Not sure how this is a surprise, but stock down big. I mean, no shit. I agree with that. What the fuck? Why do we all of a sudden give a shit? What is this? Ally CFO. Oh, here's another one. I'm going to post this too. So here's what we got. Ally CFO, and let me just expand maybe. Yeah. Ally CFO spoke of weaker credit. NIM trends, says Keith Briette. Sanjay says that Ally Financial will be weaker after the economy's CFO, Russ, spoke at a conference this morning, probably the same one that JP Morgan was at. Hutchinson talked to a weaker credit and net interest income trends quarter to date relative to expectations. The analyst tells investors, a research note. Okay, so they say Bloomberg. So Bloomberg, Synchrony Financial sees largest one-day drop since March of 2023. Synchrony Financial, that's interesting. I think I have a credit card with them through Amazon. Synchrony Financial slumps as much as 8.3% in the largest daily fall since March of 2023. The Fibonacci, okay, so that's just a bunch of fib stuff in regard. So it sounds like both of these guys are speaking of weakness in their banks based on their exposure. I don't think this is a big deal. Does anybody think this is a big deal? If so, can you tell me why? I don't see it. All right, let me see here. Just go back down and see what else. Maybe Diamond sold the shares. I don't think so. I should have that up too. I'm not going to look up the URL right now, but I should have the URL up to where you'll be able to see stuff like that. Banks and oil falling, recession being priced in. Ally Bank came out. Oh, yeah. I think it's Ally and JP Morgan. It sounds like they're at the same conference, and they're both shitting on the markets. But what's interesting is that NVIDIA is down 0.8%. Huh. Banks are getting hit. You're right. Energy, yeah, sure. We're seeing that. You're right. We're seeing some of that recession play. But I love that tech is okay. Oracle's still up 12%. Tesla's up 1.6%. You've got some AVGO up 2.29%, but you've got Microsoft and Google's still up, of all things. It doesn't seem like even Apple and NVIDIA are only down 1%. This just doesn't seem like a big deal. Oil's down. Is that what happened? I wish I could have my side screens. Dude, I just told you guys this recently, didn't I? Didn't I just say that we were going to break down? So this is interesting. So we can keep going. This is just the first part of support, right? This light green here, or I should say this darker green, is like my first layer of support. And then when I mark this other even brighter green is like another strong bounce zone for the price of oil based upon historical trends. So this is interesting, guys. And again, you can see I did the same thing in red. I don't know why this one got pushed down, but I did the same thing in red over here towards the upside, indicating that this was going to be upper resistance, and now we're looking at bottoming support. And this one, honestly, guys, I should actually update this. Here's what I think is happening right now. I think actually we're probably looking more of something like this. So let me just... oh, what is this? I don't want that. I want this. I want this one. Oh, no. This sucks. I hate this shit. Mother fudger. Oh, I got to do it over here or whatever. Oh, God, I hate this thing so much. All right, here we go. Theoretically, oh, it's locked. You guys got to tell me these things. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. So right about here, I got to say it looks more like this, honestly. So oil, I could see a decent precipitous drop under the 100 moving average that brings us as low as like the 55 range before we start to see secondary support levels where support just gets a lot stronger. And again, kind of drew this up here where we can get into these levels, but the chance of surpassing them I think is super low. And I should be probably more fair. So this is a better representation of the reality, I think, of things right now. Does that make sense? So I think oil's going to drop. Wow, what is Bitcoin doing with all of this? Let's look at, let's bring up the crypto shit, huh? Bitcoin down 0.62, Ethereum down 1.28. You know what's amazing? Here's what I want to say real quick, and then I'll probably jump here. It's amazing that we're seeing crypto and AI be strong, isn't it? Isn't it amazing that you could see like software companies, companies like Tesla, Amazon, Walmart still doing okay, NVIDIA, Apple still doing okay. I would argue as far as like not a lot of downside risk. When I say okay, that's what I mean. Obviously, NVIDIA I thought was going to stay up higher and it didn't. But again, if you look at this is such a blip. This is such a little blip, guys, in the story here with NVIDIA and our ability to go higher in the future. So It's just this is nothing. We haven't stopped yet. We're still very much on an upward momentum. We haven't seen the blow off top, I don't think, yet in AI. I think that's coming next year. I don't think we're there yet. We do have, though, there is something to note, and this is a monthly occurrence. So maybe with NVIDIA, maybe, I don't know, maybe from a technical standpoint over higher time frames, we're starting to wear out. Because if you look here, you can see a bearish divergence really on the RSI on the monthly time frame going back to 2016. So this thing, but here's the thing though, what people don't realize is we could still do this. This is something that people need to understand. We could still do this and be green, have that be green, right? I don't know. Oh, there it is. And then that could end up with something like this before. And I actually believe NVIDIA could end up topping, but maybe we end up going a little bit higher before crashing, or I should say just having the wind come out of NVIDIA's sails. Something like this would be great, right? You got this rising curving pattern, but you've reached peak RSI. It bounces one more time and then rolls over, and before it just really starts to collapse and maybe break down and test lower. And then it doesn't even have to completely collapse, but then you'd probably start having a bearish divergence forming over here too. Let's look at the weekly. What is the weekly? Yeah, the weekly represents that divergence decently well. Again, at least since February of 2024, most of this year, you can see a divergence on the weekly. And then you can see a strong divergence here. Very powerful divergence to the downside on the weekly here. This thing wants to pull us lower. So maybe NVIDIA doesn't come out of this as nice, but man, I'll tell you what, I think Tesla and many others are set up for their opportunity now. You people that bought your Lambos off of NVIDIA, you're good now. You guys take a break. It's okay. The rest of the market will be happy. Yeah, maybe with tomorrow's macro data. Plus, I mean, think about it. We got the debate tonight, Concord. Pretty big deal. It's a good thing your name is Concord and it's not Concord, the woke video game that fucking bombed by Sony. They spent like $100 million on. Ooh, go woke, go broke, guys. I'm just going to say it. Doesn't matter if you are woke. Just don't invest in companies that are woke. At the very least, you shouldn't do that. Gotta be smart. Pursuit of code. I think people think AI is immune to a recession. Yeah, to a degree. I think if you're a large cap and you have tons of cash that you could deploy, and then especially, let's think about this. A large cap and in a Kamala world, oof, not recessionary. They will get fucked. They'll have the government going after them as monopolies. They'll have massive taxes on unrealized gains. The market could collapse under Kamala. So in that circumstance, I think it's going to be fucking horrible, and it's not recessionary in any way. But if Trump gets in office, I could see big tech doing really good. They've got tons of money. If we were to get a recession, they'll be able to buy up all the little guys because you're going to see tons and tons of buyouts under Trump. He loves M&A, right? Like he loves that type of activity. He wants people to invest in small businesses. He wants them to big businesses to be able to purchase smaller companies, and then new startups get created. The ecosystem churns along. The All-in-One podcast guys talk about this a lot, but the ecosystem is frozen right now under Kamala Harris and Biden. But if it gets opened up again, I think big tech does really, really good, especially companies like Tesla. That's my thought process. What do you guys think? But yeah, don't be a woke-ass video game. Dr. Gonzo, Peter Thiel talking yesterday about NVIDIA giving him 1999 Cisco vibes. Yeah, he's being conservative. I think it's okay for Peter Thiel to be conservative. He has made so much fucking money in the last several decades. He can be as conservative as he wants. Jeff Bezos is conservative too. But I think this is the melt up. But if I was a multi-billionaire, I would probably be super conservative and just sitting on a beach somewhere. Well, maybe I'll probably still be doing videos of some kind because I'm starting to like it. So I think I'm going to be stuck with it. Anyway, but yeah, so I think him being conservative makes sense. Me being conservative at this stage, I don't think does. People that have even less than me, I think you should be, especially if you're young, super aggressive because there's theta decay on your investments over time, right? That's just how it works. It's called the money printer. So when the money printer goes burr, time it works against you with debt obligations, and also again, your investments get eroded away in value, or at least the dollar does. Some investments, if they're really great, they act as a multiplier to the upside, and we invest in those kind of things and we get rich. I don't know where I was headed with that. All right, more silk. Love from Singapore. Awesome, man. I would love to visit Singapore. I just got to stay away from China. I've talked so much shit about them. I don't want to have my organs harvested. I still like everything, Not that far gone yet. Plus, we don't want anybody taking these pipes, right? I'm just kidding. They're not that big. I'm working on it, though. Watching your recap daily, OTW to work, changed my strategy a few times, and now waiting the next couple of months into 2025 to see if the strategy works, which is very similar to yours. I think it will. Just pray for Trump presidency. If we get that, we'll be fine. All right. Let me just see here. I'll just roll back and see if there's anything else interesting on some of these. Bitcoin ain't doing much. Let's see. What do we have over here? Let's get rid of that. I'll put these at the end. Yeah, this market today, man. Wow. Crazy good, I think, for me. Let me see. How much am I down right now? Let me refresh my screen. I am down. I'm up $41,000. Fuck yeah. I love this world. Maybe down from other accounts. It's probably around 40. I'll take it. Isn't that great? What a fucking great. I love it. I love outperforming markets. It wasn't happening for a while, so it was a little depressing, but now it is happening, and we can look at it. Oh, guys, by the way, I've heard I'm a fraud. Some people have told me this. They've said my account is fake, and it's a screenshot. I'm not sure how I was able to figure out how to get it to update the dollar amount here and refresh in real time, but I guess I faked that too. Isn't technology amazing? Isn't it amazing? Thank God for technology, helping me fake shit. Hey, V850Z, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining, dude. Appreciate you, man. If you guys could hit the likes too while you're here. I'm just going to check the news one more time, see if there's anything else in this. I got to update the thumbnail on this. It's not just really a Robinhood video, is it? It's turned into a bunch of other stuff. Oh, am I going to end up like a Mitt and just be on a live stream fucking all day? I hope not. I don't want to work that hard. Morning, Jesse. Good work. Doing work. Have you streaming in the background. Looking for group. Thanks, brother. Hey, nice videos. Thank you, man. I try. I'm trying. I think I'm better than some other people. I don't want to talk shit about me, Kevin, but I think I will. I just don't. I think he's very new to investing. He's great. He's really actually smart. I like listening to him. The way his brain works, I think it's very interesting. I do think he's more emotional in his responses with price action because he's so new at doing this. He's been doing it for less than 5 years. He just doesn't have the wisdom that comes with time. But I think he's brilliant. So he's taught himself in less than 5 years. Maybe it's like 4 now or 3. He's taught himself about macroeconomics. Again, he went to school for some of this stuff too before he became a realtor. But he's taught himself about macroeconomics, just everything that he goes through, and again, in regard to economic data, and how to invest and how to do TA in like 3 or 4 years. Technically, I think he's ahead of me, man. I took a couple more decades for that shit to happen. So I can't shit on him too much there, but I do think though he's young and naive, and I can't shit on him. I wish I was his age and as successful as he is. But I think what was my point? I hope I'm providing as much, if not better, value in a number of key areas. What is your plan with Tesla stock long term after call conversion? Holding it. Oh, dude, I'll just keep holding it. I'll actually trust Tesla stock more at that time than I will Bitcoin, because again, I have about 900,000 between all my accounts right now in Tesla. Most of that, 99% of that is calls. I'll convert over and I'll hold that because unlike Bitcoin, where you have this 4-year cycle, Tesla has just done one of its phases. And I think that we could have a multi-year uptick, even in a recession. I think Tesla could be a recessionary stock that performs really well that you want to be invested in. And I know that sounds insane because it's an auto company, but you have to realize that in the years ahead, after I'm dialed out of all this stuff, they're gonna be building robots, they're gonna be scaling up energy, they're gonna be doing all the other stuff that they do. And so I think it's one of the best recessionary plays a person could be in. And again, I don't even know what does a recession look like in a world with 130% debt to GDP in the United States and over 300 on average around the world. Is that really even something you can call a recession? It's just going to be a money printing event with major pullbacks. If anything, it's going to be like watching shit coins play out. The only difference is it's going to be the SPY. That's my take. Because again, we just have no choice. We have to reduce the size of government while aggressively printing and then hopefully holding Bitcoin. There's just no choice right now. I mean, lowering rates will help. We're going to be getting some pressure relief to give us a couple of years to be able to make moves, but they better be good ones. They better be good ones. But I'll dial out. I'll get into Tesla stock and other things. Again, I think Palantir is a great long-term company. There's a few. But I'll get into bonds too, even at that time, because if Trump wins, I actually think that the U.S. isn't going to die. So I'll be dialing out of like all of these leveraged positions that I have with my calls, and I'll be and dialing out of Bitcoin investments, keeping my hardware wallet stack, and then I'll be buying bonds, and I'll be looking at other things like Tesla, where I believe that it's going to last a long time, Palantir, things that could be hedges towards World War and stuff like that. But otherwise, we're just going to do so well. We're going to make so much money in the years ahead. That's my take. Tesla's greater than BTC is greater than the US dollar. I would only argue that if you're asking me that question in 6 months, I will 100% agree with you, Pursuit of Code. Why? Because Tesla or Bitcoin will have went up at least 10x in that amount of time. So Bitcoin that's 10x, yes, Tesla will be able to have an opportunity to do much better in that environment because we got a 4-year cycle. Could that turn into a different cycle after this one? It could. But I do think that over that from that peak 6 months from now, Tesla's better than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is easily better than the US dollar and 99% of other investments. That's my take. Maybe Palantir's in there too, somewhere in the mix, probably underneath Bitcoin and before the US dollar. Dr. Gonzo, we just need Elon not to be in prison. Stay away from Brazil, Elon. Yes. Or Europe. I mean, it could be France, right? Because the French went after the creator of Telegram. Emmanuel Macron invited him out to lunch and then decided to arrest him and charge him with like 12 different fucking things because they don't like free speech there. So stay away from maybe France. Stay away from the UK because Keir Starmer is a piece of shit who will eventually, I think, disappear and be in prison himself if the world is just. And a bunch of other people will be released, but he's got to stay away from a lot of places, right? Elon's got to stay away from a lot of places. V850Z, Tesla is less risk, but BTC has more upside. No, I don't. I think Tesla again, but timeframes matter. So I'll make the statement with timeframes. If you're talking 6 months out, Tesla will be a greater return over the next 2 to 3 years, and it'll be less risk. And BTC will have less upside. That's the story, I believe. But they could tie too. I could give a shit. You got to realize they're going to be printing GDP in the future with Tesla, and I believe very strongly that that's coming. Very strongly. But you're right. You don't have counterparty risk. Dr. Gonzo says you don't have counterparty risk with BTC. That's totally 100% legit. There are benefits. Again, you don't have to worry about if you've got it hardware walleted and you understand the risks that are associated with that and you're good with that and you've got it like fire safe protected and maybe a couple of different locations so that you're always safe and can get access. Then you don't have government risk either. So again, Bitcoin, you don't have to worry about what the government's trying to do or if they're going to try and steal money from you like they might do in the future, right? They're both great. Yeah, they're both great. We don't have to compare them too closely, but that's kind of what I think. I think 6 months from now, Tesla's your better bet, personally. But you know what? 2 years after that, I'll probably be telling you that Bitcoin's the better bet. So I'll be jockeying back and forth as I get fucking richer and richer. That's what I've done so far. Multimillionaire. It's working out pretty good. I totally agree. Better to have both. Disease Kodak. I got to watch this from start. Lol. Lot going on right now, Jesse. Putting in the work. Yeah. For a retired fucker, I'm putting in a lot of work. I only make like $60,000 a year from this right now, from doing YouTube and X. But before this year, I didn't make anything from doing this, so it's kind of interesting. I wonder what it'll be like next year. Dr. Gonzo, key man risk is a big real risk with. Oh, I don't think so anymore. I actually disagree, bro. No, but I do agree. He's already set a roadmap. He's set a roadmap for how to colonize fucking Mars, bro, and one for linking human beings to computers with Neuralink, and everything else. We've got such a good roadmap. But again, short term, could it hurt the stock if Elon died? Yes, that kind of key man risk. Fuck yeah. But like, what will happen with the company in the next 5, 10, 20 years? I don't think so, because he's already done what Apple did, right? Like, we've already seen that. We've already seen this happen before. And Apple has actually done really good for over a decade, even though I was shit talking it most of the time. I also never owned an Apple computer because I had to support them at a help desk years ago when I was going to school to get an associate's in network administration less than a decade ago. Have things changed. Disease Kodak. Kosh 2000 said, and Tesla or BTC miners. Right now, it's going to be tough to say. I mean, BTC miners. 6 months from now, Tesla. So yeah, maybe it wasn't that tough. BTC miners, good, better investment right now, in my opinion. But I'm also stacking calls on Tesla, so I'll do good from those two. So really, I've just got diversified asymmetric bets that will get me pretty similar returns either way. Disease Kodak, you think market will go up into end of week if Trump does well in the debate? Yes. And if Trump does bad, I think the market will go down into the week. Yes. That's exactly what I think. Oh, I lost my 40 grand in gains. Son of a bitch. Looks like somebody must have dumped a lot of Tesla calls because now I'm only up by 35K. Let's see what else is down big today. Other stuff isn't doing that bad. Flux is up 0.4. It looks like SoFi is down 4.24. It's really the banks. It's banks and oil. They're getting fucked. V850Z, do you have the same tax rate on calls or on stock? I don't. So yeah, that's a good question. The tax rates are the same, but calls, if you're doing shorter time frames, obviously, we do have a concept called long-term and short-term capital gains. And this doesn't apply for the IRA accounts I trade with, right? So I don't have to worry about this concept. I do have long-term hold accounts that it applies on though, and I've got about maybe 30% of my investments in that. Something like that, maybe 25. I don't know. In the long-term ones. Now, the long-term ones, I hold that stuff for at least a year because then I only pay like 15 to 20% tax. It depends. If I make over $400,000 in a year, then I pay a higher tax rate. That's when I start paying 20%, right? For long-term capital gains, and that can go up to like millions. And then all the way up, like multi-millions, I think. And then and short-term capital gains suck, though. They're a current rate of income, so they could get big. They could double, essentially, from that 15%. You could be paying over 30% for your gain tax obligation. And if you trade in and out, you're stacking tax obligations, right? Along with stacking gains. So it can work against you. So I don't trade in stuff like that. I hold it for at least a year and then sell out. So when I do, that's another reason why I do options that are over a year, because I want to be able to make it to where they're long term. And so doing a 2-year, a leap, is really great for me because, again, I've probably met that year long, and then I can not have to worry about being in a higher tax bracket. Does that make sense? And then with IRAs, I don't get taxed until I actually withdraw the funds. Tax on realized gains, stupidest fucking shit in the entire world. Stupidest fucking shit. You would destroy the stock market. Even Mark Cuban says this, and Mark Cuban is borderline retarded for a billionaire. He is probably the dumbest fucking billionaire I can think of on this earth. Just really, really not a smart billionaire. Casper Holt, 30% is like the low rate here. That sucks. You must be in Europe or some shit. But see, that's why the American markets have done so well, guys. That's why we have all the money. If we start taxing unrealized gains, we are fucked. We will see money flood out of this country, and we'll probably see a depression if Kamala Harris gets elected, I should say this, and can implement her policies. I actually don't think, even if she wins the election, that she can get the House and Senate. I don't think she can do it. And so she won't have the ability to actually do anything outside of executive orders. So she'll be able to destroy the country. She won't be able to raise the taxes and do the other stuff that she wants to do. But if she did that, she would cause a Great Depression like we've never seen. Ever. And she would destroy the world reserve currency status of this country. It would be horrific. it would be something where 5 years down the road there would be no question that the wrong decision was made by electing Kamala Harris, and it wouldn't even take that long, maybe 2 years she'd destroy the country. We'd have riots, we'd have food shortage, bread lines. I think we'll probably overthrow her before then. Would be my guess. She will, and then who knows? She might be taken the way that they take other dictators. Not that I'm calling for this in any way. I'm just trying to analyze what I believe the future to be based upon historical fact around the world for when things like this have happened over the last several thousand years. That's all. Okay, makes sense. Wait. Let me see. Unrealized gains. Casper Holt said 30% is like the low rate here. Damn. Yeah, no shit, dude. Where are you, by the way, Casper? If you don't mind me telling the country. 850Z. Okay, makes sense. I trade in a company account in Germany. I have a 1.5% tax on stocks, but 25% tax on calls. Oh, fuck, don't do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't do that shit. Fuck no. Yeah, just buy the stock. Yeah. Or what happens, again, you might do well from plays, I don't know if you have access to them, but like instead of buying a MicroStrategy, you buy an MSTX, I think it is. It's like a multiplier of it. Instead of using options, you could do things like that, right? Would you only pay 1.5% tax? Because in that case, that's what I would do. I wouldn't use calls at all in Germany. Fuck no, dude. That would be painful. Pursuit of Code. PayPal's new commercial is awesome. I like Will Ferrell. I think he's a great person, and they're pushing that campaign, man. I haven't really used it yet. I need to try and use it. I had problems with it in the very beginning before Alex Chris said that he was going to really make it easier to pay with, because I've got a card I can pay with too, and you can do it with the phone. But when I tried to do it, it just sucked ass. This was right when Alex was kind of getting hired on. So I got to play around with it. I should actually probably use it. Casper Holt, Denmark. Yeah, Europe can be expensive. But in some of the countries, like when you think of Switzerland, Denmark, when you think of some of these countries that are really rich, maybe even more socialist countries in Europe, they're gonna do really well, but they tax you a lot too. And then like Switzerland, I'm sorry, people who say like socialism works, guys, look at Switzerland, or some of these other places. It's like, motherfuckers. No, it doesn't work. Switzerland is one of the most beautiful places on earth. There are tons of fucking rich people there. They can tax them more money and pay for everything. This isn't the same as Venezuela. Okay? Use common sense. It's not the same thing. You can't make comparisons like this. Socialism does not work. You can go back and look at socialism/communism and hundreds of examples going back, almost like less in the last 1,000 years, right? And none of them worked. I also like, who is it? Charles Kirk. Yeah, I think so. He made a statement that I thought was really good. He was talking to an 18-year-old kid who let him know that he was a Marxist communist. And he was in college. His dad was a Republican, and he seemed very unsure of anything about what he believed. But Charlie Kirk was really awesome. He just let him know, like, hey, man, you don't sound like you're an anarchist. You're saying you don't want a revolution at all. And he goes, but I just want you to understand that, this hasn't worked 100 times throughout history. And then the kid agreed that it probably would never work in his lifetime. He goes, well, here, I got an idea for you. And he goes, how about you just create a fucking hippie commune and you guys all share resources and you can live the utopia that you want to live. You can do what you want to do right now with a small group of people. And he goes, go be a communist and see what you think of it. And he goes, but the problem is, if you want communism in this country, then you're looking at shrinking it up, dividing up the whole pie, and then I can't live as a capitalist in a world where I want things that are cooler, better, cheaper, and faster, and I want to make money off of that. And then I want to help revolutionize the world quicker and innovate the world. There's a reason the West has been doing that, and it hasn't been happening in Iraq or Iran, right? And then why China's done so well too. But it requires capitalism to do that. And he goes, but in a capitalistic world, you can be you. You can go into a little hippie-ass commune and fucking trade turnips and eggs and like fucking cow milk all day long. And you could devote your life to being that way. He goes, go be Amish. Go do whatever the fuck you want to do. Have orgies all day. I don't give a shit. And he goes, but in my world, we can both have what we want. In your world, I believe that the economy is destroyed, our country is destroyed, and there's poverty and famine everywhere, and nobody gets what they want. I thought that was really eloquent, and I'm probably adding a bunch onto it, but anyway, it was. It's just a fascinating world, a way to look at, I think, the world of capitalism and socialism. I believe. All right, guys, I think I'm done. I gotta eat or something. I gotta have the rest of my day, and then I'll see you guys at 3, and then again we'll see you tonight at 7:30. Thank you all for being here. I should probably pull up the thing so I can hit the button to stop the recording. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'll give you some music to listen to. I'll do something a little more fun since we're closing out here. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna do the Bitcoin. We call them poor from MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. I think he's a stud. So let's go out with this one. Peace, guys. Love you.
What do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay? Right? Like, the point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right, but we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
forever, Laura. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. 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 Okay?
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto.
Last year, cryptocurrency funded every kind of dangerous criminal.
But I would not touch crypto in a million years.
Bitcoin is going to zero.
If I was the government, I'd close it down.
People are losing money in scams and huckster flim-flam artists.
These people who own these things should not own your money in any of those. I do think you're an idiot, okay?
It's over.
Go fuck yourself. What do you do? Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. What do you do? Yourself. Is that clear?
What do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not.
Well. You know what time it is. Whew. We back, baby. Bitcoins, shitcoins, or NFTs. There's no greater feeling than hitting that sweet.
Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich.
Old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, pump, baby. We just buy and get rich. Run it back. We back in the black, we back in the green. Got the team all around me. We rowdy and causing scenes. Where you been? Grab a cup, baby. Come and take a sip. Oh my bad, yo, what's up? Man, you didn't buy the dip. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's really gotta suck. Only problem that we got is that we didn't buy enough. Man, I joke, man, I kid. Know exactly what we did. Now we pull up in the whip. Cause we just hit. Old time high, old time high, old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky. We just buy and get rich. Old time high, old time high, old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, pump, baby. We just buy and get rich. Got my family on the phone, they asking what they should buy. I say a time machine to take you back to when I was trying to get you buying on the low. Instead you trying to buy high. I guess it's time for me to sell this shit and wave it goodbye. Like sayonara, I don't wanna be stuck there with the bag. Don't be mad, I'm just saying I'm taking some of the cash that we stacked up, baby, cause we out of here. As we blast up straight into the stratosphere. Right through the old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky, we just buy and get rich. Old time high, old time high, old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, pump, baby, we just buy and get rich. Old time high, old time high, old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump to the sky, we just buy and get rich. Old time high, old time high, old time high in this bitch. Watch it pump, pump, baby, we just buy and get rich.
Optimus, the robotic humanoid under development by Elon Musk's Tesla Inc., is sparking concerns around job security.
This is not financial advice, silly.
Robot just stole my job. I'm there like, oh my god. I blame it on Elon. He's taking all I got. Turned up to work and went to start my day. Was barely late, like 9:08. So took my coffee break. Then I got hungry, so I just stopped by the free buffet. But then to my dismay, I heard somebody say, "Attention humans, you have lost, you have not met your quota. Pack your belongings in a box, now it's over." Robot just stole my job. I'm there like, oh my god. I blame it on Elon. He's taking all I got. But I'm in management. I work hard every day. I need these benefits, health and 401k. How could they do this shit though? Where will I trade my crypto? I had a second monitor for Twitter. Where will it go? Somebody please stop the bus. I mean not the fuss, but there's lots of us. And now you say you won't pay me to play ping pong because Optimus. I mean who employs a damn humanoid? Some new droid for you to exploit, deploy to destroy your human droid. No lunch breaks, great, get a few deployed. Your time is up, human inferior to me. I'll take it from here, you're relieved of your duty. Robot just stole my job. I'm there like, oh my god. I blame it on Elon. He's taking all I got. Robot just stole my job. I'm there like, oh my god. I blame it on Elon. He's taking all I got. It's okay, human, please don't cry. You can always go and become a Twitter thread guy. Make pretty pictures with Midjourney on your new PC. Or make some YouTube videos about ChatGPT. Sucker. Robot just stole my job. I'm there like, oh my god. I blame it on Elon. He's taking all I got. Robot just stole my job. I'm there like, oh my god. I blame it on Elon. He's taking all I got.